the far side for a throw-in. Maurizio Pochettino, former Tottenham and Chelsea manager, currently in charge of. But that's a bad mistake from Chris Richards at the back. That has allowed Australia into the penalty area, and a shot from a tight angle. And Matt Friis down very quickly there at his near post. But it was a terrible pass there from, I think it was Alex Freeman trying to find Chris Richards. It was a simple 5-yard ball to the side, and he failed to find Richards. Or it might have been Richards actually to Freeman. Either way, it was a really poor ball. And Mohamed Toure of Norwich City latched onto that very, very quickly indeed, and gets the first shot away. Long ball downfield by Fulham's Anthony Robinson, but it goes all the way through to Patrick Beach of Melbourne City. Australia all in the gold today, actually, but slightly trimmed with a bit of green. And it's got off to a lively start here, Australia. They just lose the ball there on halfway. This is Alex Freeman now, plays for Villarreal in the La Liga competition. Tyler Adams of Bournemouth in the Premier League. Serginho Dest plays his football in Holland these days. Former Barcelona man, of course. This is Alex Freeman once again. The US in those, as I said, rather splendid white shirts with the wavy red lines, the dark blue shorts and the white socks. And that's put out of play by Australia on this near side, so it will be a throw-in to the USA. Tony Popovic looking incredibly smart in a very splendid black suit with a black shirt and black tie. Must be boiling. Anyway, throw goes back to Crystal Palace's Chris Richards. Here's Tim Ream, formerly of Fulham, now of Charlotte FC, the USA captain, 38 years of age now, also a former Bolton Wanderers player. And the ball comes out to this near side now to find Malik Tillman, and now the bleach blonde Anthony Robinson trying to get in round the back of Italiano. Has he won a corner for the US there? No, he hasn't. It will be a goal kick. Not used to seeing Anthony Robinson with a rather large head of blonde hair. Normally has it close cropped in his natural black colour. Christian Pulisic, he's a big miss today. He's on the bench there. He's not playing today, injured, out injured. So goal kick taken by Patrick Beach, all in a deep purple kit. Headed back into the Australian half by Chris Richards. Pretty frantic start to the game, but there's a foul there in centre field by Tyler Adams as they were jumping up for that ball there. The foul on Aidan O'Neill. Plays his football in this country for New York City FC. Long ball out to this near side now. Looking for Matthew Leckie, but he couldn't control it. And it goes out for a throw-in to the USA, taken quickly by Alex Freeman to Chris Richards. Squares it across to Tim Ream on the edge of his penalty area. And now Robinson, lots of space on that far left-hand side. Leckie comes across to try and stop him in his tracks, but he's picked up by Tillman of Bayer Leverkusen. Now Serginho Dest is back to this halfway line. Now Richards once again, edge of the centre circle. Comes out to Dest once again on this near side. Feeds it inside to Tyler Adams. And now the US just slowing the game down here, just enjoying a bit of possession after a bit of a frantic start. 4.5 minutes gone, 0-0. Now Weston McKennie of Juventus. Ball comes infield to Adams. Now Chris Richards once again. Australia not really interested in any kind of press at the moment. Ball chipped down towards the edge of the area. McKennie gets across into the area, headed down by Balogun, but they couldn't get a second effort on it, and I think the flag might have gone up for offside anyway against Anthony Robinson on that far side. But that was a decent effort there. First time ball down that right hand channel. Weston McKennie, a neat turn, decent cross in there. as the ball was fired back in by Robinson. Turns out that he was offside over on that far side. And it was Ricardo Pepi of Eindhoven for the US there. Just couldn't quite get a full head on that. More of a glance when it needed the full forehead. Free kick taken by Patrick Beach. Launches it downfield. The US keep it in on that far side. And it's rolled back to Matt Vries, also of New York City FC, all in sky blue. But Australia momentarily have pinched the ball there, but Chris Richards has recovered it. Little dummy, but Australia win the ball back inside the US half. Then the ball nudged down towards the edge of the penalty area, but that's good defending from Tim Ream. Came across quickly there to shut down Mohamed Toure. It's been a very lively start to this game, and Australia have come out of the blocks very quickly. Of course, the US on home soil here, you've got to say, going into this game as favourites after hammering Paraguay in the opening round of games. But Australia, they've not come here to play second fiddle. And as the ball comes back deep into their area, Suter comes across and rolls it back to the keeper Beach, who wastes no time in hammering that up to the halfway line. But Ocon Engelster of Sydney FC can't control it on his chest, but they've won the ball back here, Australia. But as it comes into the US half, it's headed by Richards, then head tennis ensues. Australia win the ball back. They have it now just inside the American half, but they lose control, and then a pretty agricultural challenge comes in there. Oh, the ball had long gone, and he caught Tyler Adams pretty flush on the ankle there. That was a pretty... There was no malice in it. It was just a rather clumsy effort there from Matthew Leckie of Melbourne City. Tyler Adams now in animated discussion with the referee. A rather more casual Maurizio Pochettino, wearing a grey open neck shirt with a white t-shirt underneath it. Robinson back to the other blonde man in the side, Tim Ream. Now Chris Richards to Alex Freeman. Tillman lays it off for Adams. Now Dest on this near side, gets a good quick ball there. Now McKennie down this right hand side, cuts infield on his left foot, tries to find Adams. He does eventually, but they just lose a bit of momentum there. Ball comes back out to Dest on this near side. Nice ball around the back, then squared back into the box there by McKennie. Shot from Dest, but it's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. But the US retained the ball on this near side. That was some very neat interplay there between McKennie and Dest. Tillman across to Tim Ream. Now here's Anthony Robinson on this far side. Back to Tim Ream, who of course was a former Fulham player. Anthony Robinson still at the West London side. Here is Ream once again. This is Chris Richards of Crystal Palace, who had a good season. They won the Conference League, European competition. Now then, ball nudged back. The US now have it inside the Australian half. They're starting to knock the ball around rather neatly and tidily now. Not one-touch football. McKennie down this near side. But that was good play from Australia. They doubled up on Dest. Jordan Boz of Feyenoord doubling up there with Swansea City's Cameron Burgess to dispossess Serginho Dest. You are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D game between the USA and Australia here in Seattle. I'm Joe Mills. Welcome along for this, the world's biggest football tournament. Now the US down that far side. They get into the box, into the byline. Oh, and has it gone in? It's gone in. Well, it looked like it had missed, but I think it's an own goal. That is why I was a bit confused there. That has gone in off Cameron Burgess. The ball was played down the left side, and the USA there, following Balogun, got it round the back, and as the ball was squared across the area, it seems to have come off Cameron Burgess, who tried to clear it on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's ended up in the back of the Australian net. Need to have another look at this. The build-up from halfway, Ream out to Robinson, and then it was a good ball down the left channel. Balogun left his man in the dust, and as he put it across the area, yeah, Cameron Burgess there. Oh, dear me. He just couldn't stop the momentum of his run. Cross with the outside of the foot from Balogun, and Burgess there just couldn't sort his body out, and oh, he's made a terrible mess there. Excuse me. That really was awful from Burgess. He may have had time to check himself there, but and it was on his wrong foot too. He just tried to make an attempt to stab it over the bar, but he got it horribly wrong. And the USA take the lead here in Seattle. They lead by 1-0, just shy of 12 minutes gone. And as you can imagine, that has gone down extremely well inside the stadium here. Now then, oh, good effort from the edge of the area there from Australia. Outside of the foot there from Matthew Leckie. Clever play, it was just laid off to him. I'll tell you what, that wasn't far from that far post. He's right on the edge of the area. Clever football, because he couldn't get it onto his favoured foot, and he stabbed at it with the outside of his right boot, and it whistled past the apex of that far left-hand post. That freeze was statuesque. Goodness me, Australia could have hit back there with extreme alacrity. Almost 13 minutes gone. Long ball downfield by Chris Richards, but that's going to sail all the way through to Patrick Beach. He quickly flings the ball out to Cameron Burgess. That's another poor pass there. The US intercepted on halfway. Now then, they tried to feed it through into the area, but that's taken a big deflection off Burgess, and it will go out for a corner over on that far side. Just needs to settle down, the Swansea City man. It's interesting, behind the goal there, you can tell there's like a block of pure yellow behind the Australian goal. Obviously, that's where all the Aussie fans are located. Obviously, they're heavily outnumbered here by the home crowd. So a corner to America over on the far side. Lots of shenanigans going on here between Chris Richards and Cameron Burgess, sorry. Oh, is it Cameron Burgess? No, Paul Ocon Engelster, and the referee, Felix Vea, pulls them together and in no uncertain terms tells them to knock it off. It is rather wearisome, and they're at it again now. Just stop touching each other, basically. No one else is touching each other in the box. So it is a corner for the US. Malik Tillman will take it, whips it in, header, oh, it's blocked on the line. Comes back out to the edge of the area, but the offside flag has gone up. And that was an opportunity. I think it was Weston McKennie who got his head to that, the Juventus man. Yeah, nobody picked him up there. Edge of the 6-yard box, but luckily he headed it straight at Harry Suter. And then the flag went up. I assumed it was offside, but I couldn't see anybody offside. Anyway, free kick taken, long downfield. Robinson heads it back into the Australian half. And then Australia, with a loose ball there, only finds Robinson, who squares it across to Chris Richards. Now Freeman. America trying to play it out from the back. Australia this time employing the press. Balogun trying to hold the ball up on this near side. Australia, though, win the ball back. Here is Toure on this near side, but he loses out. And then a rather clumsy foul comes in there from Nishan Velupille, also of Melbourne City. And the foul there coming in on Tyler Adams, right in front of Maurizio Pochettino. 15.5 minutes gone. USA leading by a goal to nil. So far so good. If it stays like this or better for them, they will be going through after just 2 games to the round of 32. And now another foul here, and it's a yellow card, a stray arm in the face of Weston McKennie by Jordan Boz. He completely done him there, and then Boz just stuck out his arm and caught him in the face with his hand. And the man from Feyenoord in the Eredivisie goes into the referee's notebook. 16 minutes gone. You are listening to an independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D game here. It's the second round of games in this group, and it is currently America 1, Australia 0. We are live from the Seattle Stadium in Seattle, Washington, in the Pacific Northwest of the USA. Baking hot day, just past 12:15 in the afternoon here. Free kick to the US, whipped in from this near touchline, and that's hooked over the bar by McKennie, and it will be a goal kick for Australia. So McKennie's got a big shock of red dye in his black hair. Goal kick taken short. I won't comment because America have pinched it. Why do teams do this? Ball whipped in towards the back post, but nobody could get on the end of it. Again, I say it so many times on all the games that I comment. I just do not understand why teams participate in this nonsense of knocking the ball from the edge of the 6-yard box. Just launch the ball downfield, because Australia then, they lost it inside their own penalty area, and that could have proved terminal for them, and they got away with it. Just don't put yourself in that position. Australia have won a free kick, and Aidan O'Neill took it quickly just to emphasise the point that Weston McKennie had not retreated, and the referee has given them a retake. But O'Neill there trying to get McKennie in trouble, and then there's a few words between the two. O'Neill plays in this country, but over on the East Coast for New York City FC. That is a foul on this near side on Paul Ocon-Engelster by Folarin Balogun of AS Monaco. Oh, actually, no, it just went out for a throw, and I could have sworn that was a foul. Now here's Robinson over on that far left-hand side, just shy of the halfway line. Rolls it back to Tim Ream. 18.5 minutes gone here in Washington State. This is Serginho Dest on this near side. Cuts infield on that right foot. The former Barcelona man finds Ream on the halfway. Now here's Robinson on the far left-hand side. Plays the ball up to the edge of the area. Headed away by Alessandro Saccati. He plays for Parma in Italy. Obviously that's his heritage. Ball floated out to this near side. Here's Weston McKennie. Cuts infield. But he's intercepted, but the ball breaks kindly for Alex Freeman. Now here's Richards, edge of the centre circle. Tim Ream floats a ball towards this near side, looking for Dest. He finds him, chips the ball inside, but McKennie can't get it on the edge of the area, but Australia haven't cleared it well. It's come straight to Dest. Now he feeds it to the edge of the penalty area, but Australia are able to intercept it. They've still got it inside their own area. And then a long ball downfield, which, well, maybe go out. No, well, Matt Freese has come all the way out of his goal to launch it downfield. And I'd say after a very bright start from the Kangaroos, the Socceroos, since that goal, America have looked very much in control here. But Australia win the ball inside the American half, but then very carelessly give the ball away. But then Robinson, who tried to latch onto that, has put the ball out of play, but I think it took a nick off a yellow sock, so it is a US throw, taken quickly by Robinson, and Ream squares it across to Chris Richards. This is Alex Freeman. 20.5 minutes gone, and the much maligned hydration break is looming, although I think they might need it today, because it is extremely warm here in Seattle. It is a noon kickoff when the heat is at its most extreme. Ball chipped downfield. Balogun's got it behind the back four, but he couldn't control it. And Patrick Beach quickly off his line there to grab it before Balogun could do anything about it. And Australia here. Oh, they've given the ball away inside their own area again here. Balogun tries the shot, but it's blocked by Suter. And it ricochets downfield. Now Australia get it out wide on this far right-hand side. This is Jacob Italiano, cuts in field. They need something positive here, the Australians. They're very much on the back foot since going behind to that Cameron Burgess own goal. Italiano again. Oh, he tried to take it round Robinson, but it was rather ham-fisted. But America then lash it downfield, and Beach comes way out of his goal to pass that to Harry Suter, the captain of Leicester City. But Australia have the ball again over on that far side with Italiano. USA 1, Australia 0. Almost 22 minutes gone here in Seattle. This is the round 2 of games in Group D. Both these teams coming into this contest on the back of opening round victories. USA topping the group after a thumping 4-1 win against Paraguay. But Australia now have it out on this far right-hand side. Matthew Leckie whips the ball into the air. It was a dangerous ball inside the 6-yard box, and it was intercepted there by Alex Freeman before it could come through to Nishan Velopillay, who was waiting for the tap-in. And Australia will get their first corner of the afternoon. Wicked ball whipped in there by Matt Leckie of Melbourne City. But that was an excellent piece of defending there from Alex Freeman. With his near post. Well, I'm not surprised. Tony Popovich has taken off his suit jacket and rolled up his shirt sleeves. I will tell you, it is rather warm. I'm not sure all black is the right thing to be wearing in this heat. Now we get more shenanigans with in the box here between Suter and Dest, sort of lolling over each other. But Australia have this corner over on the far side. It's floated in rather than whipped in. Suter with the header, and then it's put out of play again, this time by McKennie, and it will be another corner for Australia on this near side. Well, floated in, but Harry Suter is easily about 6'6", maybe more. He leapt up there, got the header in, didn't really get enough power on it, but enough to trouble America that they put the ball out. And it's another corner for Australia on this near side. Ball whipped into the area, and it's, well, the referee is blown for an infringement inside the penalty area on the keeper Matt Vries. And I think now, yes, we're going to get the hydration break with 24 minutes on the clock. The USA leading by 1-0, an own goal from Cameron Burgess after Australia had made a very bright start to the contest. And the sprinklers are out as well on the pitch to slick up the surface. There is a beautiful stadium here in Seattle. Behind the US goal is a rather eccentric stand, I want to call it. There's no roof, but the stand, the seating sort of goes up in a arrow shape with a big screen behind it. Very iconic. And the players now taking on fluids, and of course it's an opportunity for the two coaches to just have a word with the players about how things are going. But it's so far so good for the home nation. Of course, this tournament being played 3 hosts this time: the US, Mexico and Canada. And all 3 of the hosts are doing rather well. Mexico with another win yesterday. Canada, a thumping win against Qatar. So, and I actually think that Mexico, I'm right in saying that Mexico and Canada have probably already qualified for the round of 32 already, on the back of their first 2 results. And the US are very much in position to do the same. And it's always good when the hosts are doing well, particularly when it's spread over 3 countries as well. That'll be fantastic news for the host countries. Both managers very animated inside the technical area as the players taking on water in this searing heat here in Seattle. In fact, there are 3 screens behind the US goal. One at the back of the arrow-shaped seating area, and then one either side in each corner. It really is a magnificent stadium here. As I said, it's home to the Seattle side in the MLS and the Seattle Seahawks. So football is played here, NFL is played here, or soccer as they call it over here. So the players are hydrated, and we can now get on with the action. And mercifully, that was a fairly short hydration break. I made that about 2.5 minutes. So the ball in the hands of the USA keeper Matt Fries of New York City FC. Just waiting for the go-ahead from Felix Vea to get us back underway here. You are listening to an independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary of this Group D game between the USA and Australia. And just to remind you also, you can follow the match on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. Here is Anthony Robinson. The ball comes back to Tim Ream. Now Chris Richards, deep inside his own half, feeds it up to Tyler Adams. Now Tillman out to Robinson on that far side. Plays a nice 1-2. Now Robinson bursting down that far left-hand side. Whips in the cross, but it's poor. And, well, you know what? He could have let that go. I think it actually did go out of play before the header came in, excuse me, by Australia. But he made a great run there, Robinson. He's got pace to burn. But the final end product there, the cross, was not great. Just too much on it. And it sails out for a goal kick. And Patrick Beach. Ball on the edge of his 6-yard, but I think they've learnt the lesson now, Australia. None of that short nonsense. Launch downfield. Ream returns it back inside the Australian half. And then we've got a bit of head tennis now on either side of the halfway line. Cushioned down by McKennie. Finds Robinson. Now back to Ream. And now Chris Richards of Crystal Palace just nudges it forward to Tyler Adams. Now Malik Tillman inside the centre circle, back to Chris Richards. And now Ream for the USA. Coming up to the half-hour mark. The USA leading by 1-0 here in Seattle. And if it stays like this, the USA will be going through after just 2 of their 3 games to the round of 32. Remember, it's an expanded tournament this year, and we've got an extra round. A round of 32 once the group phase is complete, and with the top 2 sides plus I think 8 of the best 3rd place sides. But obviously if the US get the job done today, it'll be 6 points from 2 games, and that will be more than enough to see them go through to the round of 32. Now here's Tyler Adams. Of course, Australia will be thinking the same. And as I said before kick-off, a draw here would not be a bad result for either side. It would probably be enough to see them both through. Maybe. Who knows? Long ball down towards the edge of the area, and the ball is headed out there for a corner by Jacob Italiano. I'm not sure he needed to do that, to be honest, and he kind of looked to the heavens after he'd done it, thinking, well, went for safety first, but maybe he might be ruining that decision. If the US can profit from this corner here over on the far side. And it will be Malik Tillman of Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Will be taking this corner for the USA. Terrific atmosphere inside the stadium here. This will be an in-swinging corner. Ball comes in. Ooh, floats just over the head of Chris Richards and comes out to this near side. And Freeman was vying there with Ocon Engelster for the ball, but the US are going to get the throw in here, I think. And by the looks of it, no, I thought they were going to go for a good old-fashioned long throw there, but it's just come back to Richards. This is Adams, finds Ream inside the centre circle. Robinson had to stretch to retrieve that one. Ricardo Pepi. Now it comes back to Tim Ream, just shy of the halfway line. 31 and a half minutes gone. It's been a good game. Like I say, there are no mugs really in this anymore, even though we have expanded to 48 teams. We've seen some terrific football. The US come forward again, and there's a foul there, and that's another yellow card for Australia. And I think this time it's gone to Alessandro Cicatti, the Parma central defender. It's a lovely bit of interplay there, and then the foul, yeah, he caught him on the calf there. That was a real lunge. A rather crass tackle there on Malik Tillman. Just sort of stuck out a leg. So Cicatti goes into the book for Australia alongside Jordan Boz. It might be an interesting bit of thought process there for Tony Popovic at half-time. He's got 2 of his back 5 on yellow cards. Anyway, free kick to the US, whipped in by Robinson, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box, but the flag has gone up. I think it was either a foul on Aidan O'Neill, or it was offside, but I think O'Neill had gone down in the area. So I think it was ruled by Herzveya that it was a foul on New York City FC's Aidan O'Neill. So free kick to Australia inside their own penalty area. We've played exactly 33 minutes. The USA leading by a goal to nil. Beach with the free kick, launches it downfield. Header comes out to Robinson on this far side. He's being put under big pressure there by Mohamed Touré. Actually born in Guinea, the Norwich City striker, but representing Australia here. Australia very much a diverse melting pot from the players that are out on the field today. Of course, it's a rugby country, isn't it, really, rugby and cricket. But the footballers doing their nation proud. And they've got off to a great start with that fantastic win over Turkey, which raised a few eyebrows. But they are ranked 27th in the world rankings. Foul on Dest by Ocon Engelster, and it will be a free kick to the United States. Just left a dangling leg there on the PSV Eindhoven man. Free kick taken quickly. Adams squares it across to Ream. Now Robinson halfway inside the Australian half. Back to Tim Ream. This is McKennie now, bossing that central area. The Juventus man. Now Richards to McKennie once again. Very composed this from the US. Out to this near side. Dest chips it past his man and then retrieves it. And then there's the back heel there as he couldn't get round Boz. Back to Richards. Now Ream. Every white shirt inside the Australian half. Comes out to this far side to Balogun. Tries to get in round the back of Italiano near the corner flag. Has to retreat. finds Robinson, nudges the ball in field. Robinson went down under a challenge there, but the referee says play on. Ream squares now to Richards. Now Alex Freeman back across to Anthony Robinson over on that far side. Now here's Tillman, fires it into the area. He did well there, brilliantly to control the ball. Was there a foul there? No. Australia put the ball out for a throw-in. Playing with a lot of confidence now, the US. A few little flicks and tricks coming into play. Ball floated towards the edge of the area, but the towering Harry Suter with the header. But it's still in with the US, and McKennie is intercepted there by Circati, and it goes out for a US throw, which is taken very quickly by Robinson. Adams, now Ream. This is Chris Richards, halfway inside the Australian half. Back to Robinson on that far side. Edge of the penalty area. Referee says there's no foul there. Australia once again put the ball out, but I think it took a little nick this time off Malik Tillman. So it will be a throw into Australia. 36 minutes gone. You're listening to an independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D Round 2 game in the world's biggest football tournament. It is the USA leading Australia by 1-0. I'm Joe Mills. Thank you for your company here in Seattle. And remember, you can follow the match on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. This is Richards on halfway. Now Alex Freeman squares it across to Tim Ream. Gathers that in on the edge of the centre circle. Out to his former teammate, Anthony Robinson. Ball comes through the middle. Nice turn there. Now then, the US have it on the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to Dest on this near side. Switches onto his left foot. Chips the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed away, but still not out of danger. And Australia put the ball out of play on this near side there. Taking no risk there was Ocon Engelster. And it will be a throw-in to the US on this near side, which Alex Freeman will take. He gets the ball back, but I think the offside flag had gone up there after he received the ball back. And that's a little bit careless, isn't it, really? So throw to Australia, taken by Boss, goes back towards his own byline, then it's hammered downfield by Burgess. US head it back inside the Australian half, and then there's a coming together here. And I think we've got a head clash. Two players, one from either side, have gone down. And that didn't look pretty at all, if I'm honest. Both players poleaxed on the ground. And yeah, that'll be of a slight concern. Both went up for a header. And excuse me, the result was a head clash. Well, again, this, as the coaches are both taking this opportunity to talk to their players. Again, fluid being taken on board while we get this break in play while the medics are on the field. But it appeared to be a head clash there, the two players going for the header. And at the moment they're both prostrate. But this has been an entertaining game. Two sides with emerging pedigree, shall we say. They've never really threatened in any kind of tournaments of this nature, but you only have to look at, for example, the US lineup, you know, and you look where a lot of their squad are playing their football, you know, in La Liga, in the Premier League, the Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1. So a lot of their players are playing in the top leagues in the world, and that just shows how far things have come. And, you know, and both countries are not really football countries. You know, Australia, as I said earlier, very much rugby and cricket. The US, of course, is American football and baseball. Football has always been very much a in a sport to some extent, but obviously in recent times, and of course in the 70s when we had Pele and Beckenbauer, Bobby Moore and George Best, but it was seen as a kind of well, I don't want to be cruel, but sort of a retirement home for former world greats that came here in the 70s and 80s to enjoy the weather and, you know, play a more sedate style of football. But the MLS now is certainly growing in stature and is becoming more prominent, thanks to the likes of course, David Beckham, you know, with his project at Miami, and more and more high-profile players playing football in America now. Although there is still that element of players coming here, maybe at the back end of their career, but it's certainly come a long way as football in the US, or soccer as they like to call it. Anyway, we're back underway. Both players seem okay. Pochettino, the US coach, retrieves the ball. There's been a lot of sort of speculation about him, of course, with the sort of linking him with return to the Premier League, but particularly when the Chelsea vacancy came up. But he's decided to stay where he is for now. Of course, Xabi Alonso been appointed as the new Chelsea manager. He was heavily linked with that, was Pochettino. And of course, there was always the clarion call from Spurs when they were in so much trouble. But obviously Roberto De Zerbi there now. He is Dest for the US. They get the ball inside the area on this near side, but that's good defending from Australia. But the US still have it on the dead ball line. Big ball being shielded there, and then there's a bit of a tug of war. And Tillman has gone down. Referee has actually given a free kick to the US here, right on the byline. It's an almighty struggle there going on between, I think it was Ocon Engelstad and Malik Tillman, right on the dead ball line. Originally got away from Burgess, then Ocon Engelstad retrieved the ball, and then I think Burgess came in. So, almost 43 minutes gone. Free kick here on the edge of the box, the side of the box, squared across, edge of the area, shot comes in, takes a massive deflection, and then headed in. It ballooned up in the air, and then it's headed home by Alex Freeman, but the flag has gone up. And that is a big escape for Australia. Free kick taken near the byline by Dest. He squared it across to the edge of the penalty area. Shot came in. It took a huge deflection. It was, I think it was Anthony Robinson with the shot. Took a massive deflection and it ballooned up high in the air. And the keeper went down, thinking the shot was going to come through to him. And as the ball ballooned up in the air, it was nodded home on the edge of the 6-yard box by Freeman, but he was miles offside. And the goal has been chalked off. Referee just seems to be checking something here. It is a VAR check, and it will go up to Bastian Dankert, who's himself, like Felix Weyer, a prominent referee in the German Bundesliga. Actually, the shot didn't come in from Robinson. Well, clearly there, both players are offside. There's 2 players offside. I don't even know why they're looking at this. But then again, I've been wrong before. It confounds. You look at certain angles and it looks clear-cut. But from my position there, well, I am staggered at this. They're going up. Hang on. What's on? He's made the sign of the screen. Surely they were miles offside. The referee is talking. Well, what? No, the goal's been given. It's been given. Well, I am absolutely amazed at that. I have to tell you. I am absolutely staggered by that. And now all the substitutes have come onto the pitch to celebrate. I'm not sure that's a particularly sporting thing to do. But the USA have taken a 2-0 lead here. Controversial. On the back of that free kick, it was near the byline. Australia were a bit sloppy, actually. They didn't pick up the man on the edge of the penalty area. The shot came in. Well, I'm looking on this near... I'm sorry, but that's offside for me. The ball ballooned up in the air and Freeman got to it before the keeper and headed it home from close range. The USA leading by 2-0. What really was the problem there was that Beach thought the shot was coming through and he dived to his right, realised the ball wasn't coming through, and then he couldn't quite recover himself to get back up in time before Freeman got the header in. But that is controversial for me. But what do I know? And what I do know is we've got 7 minutes of added time in this first half. But the USA have a 2-0 lead here in Seattle. And as things stand, they are cruising through to the round of 32 as Weston McKennie has fouled Jordan Boz. And the Argentinian Maurizio Pochettino looks very content on the sidelines. I'm sure if he can take this US team deep into this tournament, he will, well, I'm sure he's a godlike figure already, but he will certainly be lauded. And Sakati has put that out for a needless corner. And the US now have a corner over on this far side. A fantastic atmosphere inside the stadium. As I said, this is not traditionally a soccer country, but they are so getting behind this now. And as I said, it's always good for a tournament when the host nations are doing well. And all three, normally it's just one host nation, but we've got three. And it looks as if all three, as things stand, are going to cruise through to the round of 32, which is brilliant for the tournament. It really is. No, anyone will tell you that. Ball whipped into the area from this corner. Richards can't get his head on that. And the flag has gone up anyway. I'm still trying to work out who got that shot away. Well, now they're showing a replay, and he's actually clearly not offside, but the two, where I got confused, there were two clearly offside, but it looks as if Freeman was sort of hiding behind a player, and I couldn't see him. And he wasn't offside, so I stand corrected, purely because I couldn't see him. There were two players who were clearly offside, and that was why I was a bit confused. Australia with the free kick, launch it downfield, but they've, after a reasonably bright start, they've sort of faded away here. But I think they've got a free kick here. Jordan Boss fouled by Tim Ream, sporting the man bun these days, the 38-year-old. And yeah, high boot. Well, that's a bit harsh, to be honest, because Boz was kind of falling into that. In fact, I don't think he's given the free kick at all. So that's fair enough. The US have it with Crystal Palace's Chris Richards. We played 4 minutes of the added 7, but the US have largely dominated this first half, and they have a 2-goal lead, courtesy of a Cameron Burgess own goal and an Alex Freeman header, which did have a slight hint of fortune about it, because it was the product of a huge deflection, but it was a clever corner. Australia had switched off, but they are very much good value for this lead, are the Americans right now. They've been fantastic. Here is Chris Richards for the USA. Just got a bit caught on their heels there on the edge of their own area, but they've managed to work the ball out to this near side. Malik Tillman, well, that was a strange touch. And then he's got the foul in there. Not sure what he was doing there, Tillman. He tried to, well, no, it's going to be a goal kick. Boz is frustrated again, not been given the foul. So the 11th minute own goal from Cameron Burgess and Alex Freeman on 43 minutes. The difference here in Seattle. And as things stand, the US cruising through to the knockout stages with a game to spare. And a very healthy +5 goal difference as things stand. They've scored 6 goals in a game and a half so far. Throwing for Australia on that far side. Headed away by Ream, and then it's headed downfield by Leckie. And then there's a foul comes in there by Harry Suter. But again, Herzveya is not for budging, but it's Balogun that's gone down. This now, holding the back of his head after that challenge. Well, Balogun actually just caught the back of his head in Suter's face, but the funny thing was, Suter just didn't feel anything there. And he was the one that got the back of Balogun's head in his face. But Suter just didn't flinch. It was Balogun that went down holding the back of his head. Anyway, Australia give the ball away inside the American half. And now they will look to break downfield. Final 30 seconds of this first half. America leading by 2-0. And now they come roaring down this near side here with Alex Freeman. Ball whipped into the area, but it's straight into the arms of Patrick Beach. And I would imagine now, as soon as the ball leaves his hands, the referee will blow the half-time whistle. It's been a thoroughly entertaining first half. We're in overtime of overtime. Australia have it now inside the USA half. Comes out to this near side. This is Jordan Boz. Gets into the area. Tries to get it to the byline, but he can't keep it in play. And it goes out for a goal kick to the USA. A little bit of afters there, but that is the half-time whistle here in Seattle. An 11th minute own goal from Cameron Burgess, and then Alex Freeman with a 43rd minute header in the bright sunshine here in the Pacific Northwest. Half-time at the Seattle Stadium in this Group D clash. It is the USA cruising through to the knockout round of 32 with a game to spare. They lead 2-0 at half-time. We'll be back in 15 minutes with full second half commentary. We'll see you then.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Well, welcome back to the Seattle Stadium, wherever you are around the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm Joe Mills. This is the world's biggest football tournament. This is the second game in Group D between the USA and Australia. And the USA leading by 2-0 at half-time. Mauricio Pochettino's men, very much good value for that lead so far here, as the team's making their way out onto the pitch here. Very hot afternoon on the West Coast. You're listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D game between the USA and Australia. And don't forget, make sure you're watching the game through your local TV broadcaster. I'm Joe Mills. Thank you for your company. It's Felix Zweier, our German official, leads out the two sides for the second half. Australia all in gold, yellow gold, old gold, whatever you want to call it, trimmed with green. The USA in the white shirts with the wavy red lines, the navy blue shorts and the white socks. And now they enter the arena for this second half. The US will be playing from right to left, and as things stand, they will be cruising through to the knockout round of 32, along with the other two host nations, more than likely Mexico and Canada, who both won their games yesterday, their second games. And Tony Popovich, the Australian coach, is making a double change here. We're going to see Jason Guerrier, plays his football out in Japan, and we're going to see FC St Pauli's Connor Metcalfe come on for Australia. So a double change made by the Australian side. Not sure who's coming off for them just yet. Officials on the sideline, just getting the board being raised now. It's hard to tell in this bright light. Jason Guerrier comes on, as does Connor Metcalfe. Nishan Velupille is one of the players who is coming off for Australia. I think we're also going to see Nestroy Irankunda of Watford. Burgess and Toure are the other two men. So Guerrier, Metcalfe and Irankunda are on. So Tony Popovich taking decisive action at half-time. A triple change made by the Socceroos. And the US will have kick-off in this second half. They lead by 2-0. And we get this rather eccentric kick-off where the US just launch the ball downfield and out of play. The referee has said that he wasn't ready. So we're going to have to do that again. Balogun, this time they opt against that. Well, no, they haven't. They've just this time launched it out on the other side. And the ball goes out of play, takes a little deflection off the corner flag as Tillman launched that ball downfield. Mauricio Pochettino in his seat just makes the sign of the crucifix. Kisses his hand, but things are going well so far without any divine intervention. That's tidied up by Anthony Robinson. back to the feet of Matt Fries. Australians not engaging in any kind of press. This is Richards. Now Alex Freeman, scorer of that second goal. Richards back to Fries. He has to get rid of that quickly because they pressed him there. Had to get rid of that very smartly, otherwise they would have been in big trouble. And the US, have they drawn a free kick there? No, the referee not interested. Australia break down this near side. They need to get off to a good start in this second period, but is that a foul on Robinson there? As Aidan O'Neill was trying to get round him, both men hit the deck. The ball has just gone out of play for a goal kick. It goes without saying that Australia do need to score next if they have any hope of getting something out of this. Goal kick USA. Fries drills it downfield. McKennie flicks it round the corner trying to find Balogun. But Australia defend that and they win the ball back on halfway line. And now Australia have it on this near. Oh, but that's a loose touch from Italiano. And the ball goes away from him and out for a throw-in on this near side, which Anthony Robinson will take. From a purely neutral perspective, obviously it'd be great if Australia could get a goal back here. And that's a foul by the captain, Suter, just inside his own half. So America will have a free kick. About 10 yards inside the Australian half. Dest takes it quickly, rolls it back into his own half to Ream. And now Chris Richards comes out to Freeman on that far side. Now Serginho Dest back to Chris Richards. And he will roll this all the way back to the feet of Matt Fries. Traps the ball near the penalty spot, nudges it forward. Confidently played out from the back by the US. Now here is Alex Freeman. Ball comes back to Richards. Now it's picked up by McKennie. Richards again out to this far side to Dest. Now back to Freeman. And the US just happy to knock it across their back four at the moment, keeping possession. Richards again, and then it comes out again to the far side to Weston McKennie. This time he launches it downfield, looking for the run of Balogun. But, Australia win the ball back, but the foul has come in there on Serginho Dest. Brazilian born, but playing for the US. Foul there, clear foul from Alessandro Saccati. He has to be careful, he's on a yellow card. Adams. This is Robinson on this near side. Back to Tim Ream. Richards once more, out to that far side, played in field by Dest. He knocks it back to Freeman. The US knocking the ball around rather beautifully here. Keeping the ball short, sharp passes. Richards now inside the centre circle. McKennie back to Richards. They have a 2-goal cushion, so they know they can just do this, keep hold of the football, run the clock down. I mean, it's early to say that, of course, but just take the sting out of the game. This is Suter. Back to Patrick Beach. He has to launch that downfield, but it balloons up in the air. Only finds a white shirt in the shape of Tyler Adams. Feeds it back to Ream on the halfway line. Now Robinson has it down this near side. Back in field it comes. Pepe picks out Richards. Now over to the far side. Dest will cut in field. Still going here. But that's a rather wayward pass. Goes behind Malik Tillman. He has to rush over to this near side to retrieve it. And that's kind of taken the momentum out of that move. Richards once more, edge of the centre circle. We've played just over 50 minutes here in Seattle. USA 2, Australia 0 in this Group D. Second game in this, the world's biggest football tournament. You are listening to an independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary of this game. Remember, you can watch this game on your local TV provider as Australia whip the ball into the area, but it's headed away by the USA, but Australia briefly win the ball back, but then they lose it. It's pinched downfield. Now then, Balogun has got in behind the back line here. He's through one-on-one, but they've got back in just in time there. And it's taken a big deflection off Alessandro Saccati and ballooned over the bar. Well, that was too easy, just a ball right through the middle. And Balogun had got in behind the back four, but Saccati got back just in time as Balogun pulled the trigger and he got the block in. And the ball ballooned over the bar for a corner for the USA. 51.5 minutes on the clock. And that surely would have been the final nail in the Australian coffin. So it will be Malik Tillman of Bayer Leverkusen to take this corner for the USA. Outswinger. It's headed away to the edge of the area. But Australia don't really deal with that. But they've won the ball back on that far side momentarily. They nudge it downfield. But that ball only finds Pepe inside the centre circle. This is Ream. Very much one-way traffic at the moment. Comes out to McKennie on that far side. Whips the ball in round the back there for the run of Balogun. Holds it up inside the penalty area. And he's nudged outside it, but he wins a corner off the boot of Alessandro Saccati. Will be another USA corner. They take it quickly and short. Very quickly. Freeman. I don't think anyone was ready for it to be taken that quickly, to be fair. Ball nudged round the back. Can they get the cross in? They try, but it's blocked. This time by Connor Metcalf, and it goes out for another corner for the USA on that far side. 53 minutes gone. USA 2, Australia 0. Tillman once again puts the ball down. Will be another out-swinging corner. In it comes, into the area. Header comes in from Balogun, but it just balloons up high in the air. Australian player went down, so there is, excuse me, there is a stop in play. Balogun also looks to have taken a bang as well. There was a coming together between him and Saccati. Like a minor head clash there inside the penalty area. Well, in keeping with the celeb watch in this World Cup, now have been, I think that's Jennifer Lopez. I may have got that horribly wrong. It certainly looks like her. I don't know who those two fellas are. Look like basketball players to me. Anyway, we're back underway. This is Tim Ream for the USA. 54 gone. They lead 2-0. Just walks the ball forward, nudges it across to Richards, edge of the centre circle. This is Alex Freeman. Chips it down that right channel. McKennie can't keep the ball in play, and it goes out over on that far side, and it will be a throw to Australia. No, that's not Jennifer Lopez. I've got that horribly wrong. Truth be told, I have no idea who it is. Anyway, throw goes downfield. America have won the ball back. And it comes back to Richards on halfway. Squares it across to Ream, who's retreating. This is Robinson. Across to Chris Richards. Long ball downfield by the Palace man, but there's way too much on that. Goes all the way through to a grateful Patrick Beach. Who rolls the ball out quickly. Burgess. But Australia have carelessly lost the ball again inside their own half. But then America lose it, and then a foul comes in on Australia, but the referee has played advantage. But now he's going to blow up for it. I think it was a foul on Italiano by Anthony Robinson, and the yellow card has come out here from Felix Vea against the Fulham man. Initial foul was by Pepe on Matt Leckie. And Robinson kind of lunged for that one and left a leg trailing there, which brought down Italiano. So Robinson, English born of course, goes into the referee's notebook. 2-0 the USA, 56 gone here in Seattle. I'm Joe Mills, thank you for your company. Ball headed out of play by Richards, so it will be a throw into Australia on that far side. Taken quickly, now at the feet of Leicester City's Harry Souttar. Launches it over to this near side, just about kept in play by the head there of Leckie. But the ball is now back at the feet of Tim Ream. 56.5 minutes gone. The USA, as things stand, will be going through to the round of 32 with a game to spare. Now then, can they break down this near side? Have they kept that ball in play there? It was Ricardo Pepe, he's done really well. Feeds it back to Robinson on this near side, level with the penalty area, tight to the touchline, feeds it back in field to Tyler Adams. Now there's Richards. Tillman comes out to the far side to Serginho Dest, up against Jordan Boz. Just nudges the ball back to the feet of McKennie. Ball chipped over the top, but that's going to be too strong. Australia will look to shepherd that out, and they do just that. There's a goal kick to the green and golds. Taken quickly by Beach. Now Australia come down this near side. And again, Tillman coming across quickly to snuff that one out as Jason Garcia was marauding down this near side. Now Australia have it over on that far side with Jordan Boz. He gets the ball back, feeds it infield, and still has it Boz near the corner flag, whips a ball into the area, and it's a decent one, headed out there by Ream, and it will be a corner. He's disputing that, he's saying that it took a touch of an Australian player before it went out, but it's going to be a corner to Australia. Over on that far side, 58.5 minutes gone. A chance for Australia here from a set piece. Over on that far side, that huge bank of gold shirts behind the goal. Watford's star man, Nestroy Irankunda, makes his way inside the penalty area. Matthew Leckie is currently down on the floor talking to the referee. Not sure what the issue is with him, but he's still sat down on the floor. Referee is telling him to get up. And the medic now comes on. So again, little break in play here. Looks like cramp, just having that right leg stretched. Adams comes over to complain about the stoppage in play. Looks like Leckie has run his race here because Tony Popovic is readying Christian Volpato. He plays for Sassuolo in the Serie A. Players come over to take some fluids on board, and Leckie rather gingerly makes his way off the pitch. I don't know if this is going to be him done. The fact that they got Volpato readied says to me that is Matty Leckie's race run here. Yes, it is going to be a change. So Christian Volpato of Sassuolo is going to come on. Just over an hour gone here in Seattle. The US still leading by 2-0. You're listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D clash in the world's biggest football tournament. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. I'm Joe Mills. Thank you for your company on this very warm afternoon here in the Pacific Northwest. But so far, the host nation, one of the three host nations, the US, cruising through to the round of 32 with a game to spare. We'll still have to face off against Turkey in their final group game. And maybe that might be an opportunity for Mauricio Pochettino to maybe rest a couple of players. But this game isn't over yet. Ball fed through there to Balogun, but he couldn't control it on the edge of the area. Now a long ball play downfield. Now Australia have got in round the back here. Edge of the 6-yard box. Can they get the cross in? An Australian player has gone down in the area and the ball's fired over the bar by Volpato. His first touch. But the referee doesn't seem to be remotely interested with the Australian player that went down. Lovely build-up play here by the Socceroos, and Australia exploiting that very high line there by the USA. And they got in round the back, and the ball came in from Irankunda. It was blocked. Australian player went down in the area. It was Metcalf. Yeah, it was caught from behind there by Tyler Adams inside the penalty area. Now then, are they going to have a look at this? Are they going to have a look at this? Because he's definitely caught him there, but I don't think they are. No, they're not. Well, there you go. Australia have the ball inside their own half. On this near side, they now have a throw-in, as that came off the boot of Malik Tillman. Well, despite the man going down there don't seem to be many protestations, the manager in particular not. So he definitely got clipped. I mean, it wasn't deliberate. I think he just caught his heel. But that was a good run from Irankunda. A few teams looking at this young man, currently playing in the English Championship for Watford. Here's Ream, now Robinson. That's a sloppy ball from the Fulham man. Oh, I take it back, it took a deflection. USA with a quick throw. Balogun has it inside the area, it breaks towards the penalty spot, but Australia recover the ball. And now it comes out to that far side to Boz. And Australia trailing here by 2-0, but they're having a real dig here. Now they come down that far left-hand side with Volpato. And it comes back, well, inside their own half, just on halfway. 64 minutes almost on the clock. Australia still have the ball halfway inside their own half. It comes back to Harry Suter. Now Jason Gurria. Out to this near side. Ball trying to take it round the back of Robinson. Then it's launched downfield. Looking for the run there of Connor Metcalf, but it's gone all the way through to the keeper. Has the ball now at his feet. Australia not interested in any kind of press. Matt Freese has the ball, and then he picks it up on the penalty spot, rolls it smartly out to that far right-hand side, but the ball from Freeman, he tried to clear it downfield, took a big deflection, and Richards has to clear it up from the byline, but the ball now back inside the US box. Australia have it, shot comes in, and it's straight at Matt Freese from Connor Metcalf. That's the first real effort on target from Australia. And America there, sort of architects of their own undoing there, sort of faffing around with the ball at the back. Didn't really clear it, but Metcalf with that left-footed shot just inside the semicircle, didn't really get any power on it. Straight at Matt Freese. But Australia have the ball again on this near side. Long ball downfield. Freese is out of his area, heads it to Tim Ream. Irankunda ploughing that lone furrow, goes down, but he's swiftly back up again as the US launch it downfield, but that's not the best ball, and it's well, they've kept it in play just there, Balogun, and then Australia come across to sweep it out of play. for a US throw, level with the edge of the penalty area. Well, he might have had a shout for a free kick there, because Richards made no attempt to play the ball, and he clearly comes in with a shoulder barge there on Nestroy Irankunda. But Australia just haven't had any decisions go their way so far. But they're certainly having a go here. And they look to break downfield, but again, another player takes a tumble, but the referee once more says no, not interested. 66 minutes on the clock. The USA leading by 2-0 here at the Seattle Stadium in Washington State on a very warm Friday afternoon. This is Ream, back to Chris Richards. This is Adams, back to Richards, and again the US just happy to keep hold of the football, knock it across their back line, run that clock down. They know as things stand, they are through to the round of 32 with a game to spare. They'll be very happy with that statistic. Here is McKennie, edge of the centre circle. Now Tillman finds Richards, goes out to the far side to Freeman. He nudges it infield, and then it's nudged back again to Richards. Australia just can't get hold of the ball at the moment. Adams out to Freeman, now back to Richards, knocking it around with great aplomb here. Ream, not the best pass there to Adams, but he managed just about to keep hold of it. Then a long ball downfield by Ream, looking for the run of Robinson, but that will sail out of play on this near side, and it will be a throw into Australia. 67.5 minutes gone, and that will be our second hydration break. Well, changes made, and plenty, by Tony Popovic. 3 made at half time, and Australia certainly a lot more proactive and positive in this second period, but they really haven't threatened the USA goal really. Just one shot on target from Connor Metcalf, but it was a bit of a worm burner trundling along the floor. There's been no effort, sorry, there's been no shortage of endeavour from Australia, but they've not really threatened Matt Freese's goal at all. And the US have this comfortable 2-goal cushion, and they're looking to just keep the game locked down and make sure that they get the job done here and go through with the game to spare. And as I said, maybe, although in tournaments continuity is important, maybe that will give maybe an opportunity for Maurizio Pochettino just to rotate 1 or 2 players and give them a breather. It's a luxurious position to be in, but of course there's also the case of, you know, wanting to win the group and get yourself a favourable draw. There's all kinds of permutations to consider. But they've been excellent so far in this tournament, the US. So all gathered around the Argentinian now, who's barking out the orders as they take on their fluids. And Australia, well, this isn't terminal for them by any means. They got a crucial win against Turkey in the first game, and by the vagaries, I mean, we don't know yet. 3 points could well be enough to see you through. It all depends. As I said, the top 2 in every group, but there's going to be then 8 best placed third sides. But the Australians will fancy themselves against Paraguay, who have yet to play. They play Turkey in the next match in this group. I think they'll have a clearer idea once that game is done. But as things stand, America cruising through to the round of 32. and it's pretty much a certainty that Mexico will join them. They've won against South Korea, and Canada got a thumping win against Qatar to go alongside their draw against Bosnia. So it's pretty much a nailed-on certainty that all three host nations will be going through to the knockout phase, which is great news. We're back underway, 71 minutes gone, free kick to Australia. About 10 yards out from the halfway line, Harry Suter will launch this long diagonal ball out to the left-hand side, headed away by Freeman. Dest is contesting for the ball, but Australia win it. Now they will cut in field here. Ball stabbed towards the edge of the penalty area there by Ocon Engelster. But America win the ball back. Freeman has it again on that far side. Launches it downfield, looking for the run of Balogun. And it's headed out of play by Jordan Boz. So it will be a free kick to the USA over on that far side. And America are going to make another change now. Sebastian Berhalter of the Vancouver Whitecaps over the border in Canada. He's going to be coming on shortly, but we're still playing here. Here's Richards, edge of the centre circle. Fires the ball forwards, but only finds a yellow shirt. Ocon Engelster floats this ball out to this near side to Italiano. Now Gurria, so back to Suter. Up to the halfway line. Now Italiano once again. Trying to get away from Malik Tillman. Nudges the ball forward. And that ball floated into the centre field there. Hits the back of Weston McKennie. But Australia have won the ball back here off the US, but then promptly give it away. And then they lose it once again. Robinson tries to get forward. He does. Gets away from his man, nudges it back in field, sliding tackles flying in, then a big shoulder barge there by Irankunda on Tim Ream, and that will be a free kick to the USA on this near side. There's a slight hint of frustration about that from the Watford man. Yeah, he had no intention of playing the ball there. You could see he was shaping up there. He got his shoulder ready. Absolutely flattened Tim Ream there. So 73 minutes gone. The USA comfortable here in Seattle. Now we're going to get this change. As Sebastian Berhalter is going to come on for Ricardo Pepi. It's been a bit of a, excuse me, been a bit of a peripheral figure, Pepi, in this game. Not really spoken about him much because he's not really had much of the ball. So Pepi is off. Ball goes back to Matt Fries. And Berhalter comes on. This is Tim Ream, edge of his own penalty area. This is Robinson. Australia pressing hard here, trying to win the ball back. Real sense of urgency. They are 2 down. And Balogun wins a free kick there, backing into the defender, which was Jason Gurria. So free kick given. Ocon Engelster's had a few things to say, so Felix Vea has just brought him in for a little chat. So the referees have been excellent so far in this tournament, taking no nonsense. You're listening to an independent, studio-based off-due commentary of this Group D game. I'm Joe Mills. It is 2-0 to the USA against Australia in this, the world's biggest football tournament. We are live in Seattle in Washington State. And the ball, well, they tried to feed it out to that far side, but it's been intercepted by Boz for Australia. Fed infield. 75 minutes gone. As things stand, the USA will be joining the other hosts of Mexico and Canada in the round of 32 with a game to spare. They couldn't have hoped for better than that. Ball fed back in field here. This is Metcalf. Back onto this near side. Italiano. Edge of the US box on this near side still. trying to weave their way through. Then a cross comes in. It breaks to the edge of the box there, but it goes past everybody, and the US managed to tie them. But then they lose it halfway inside their own area. Ball whipped in, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box by Chris Richards. But Australia win the ball back. They're certainly having a go here. Sakati back to Ocon Engelster. And Sakati again over on that far side. Jordan Boz. Now here's Jason Gurria. Now is it Suter towards the edge of there? I'm not sure what he's doing there. Turns on his heels. Gets the ball back round the back from Italiano, but then he still has the ball, tries to whip it into the area, headed away again by Richards on the edge of the 6-yard box, then a bit of pinball inside the US box, and finally it's hacked clear downfield, but it will be a throw into Australia, taken quickly by Gurria. And, well, have we got a break in play here? It was Irankunda, little shove on him there by Berhalter. All kinds of things going on there. Well, has Irankunda been penalised for a handball there as he leapt up for that ball? Or are they checking this for a handball by Sebastian Berhalter? Yes, they are. In the meantime, Australia make a change. Ocon Engelster has come off. Jackson Irvin, another St. Pauli man, comes on with a big mane of blonde hair in a man bun. Robinson has now fouled somebody, and he's claiming that he hasn't really done much. An Australian player is rolling around holding his face near the sideline here. Referee and the linesman involved. Robinson is kind of like, well, I'm not sure what that's all about. There's a bit of a coming together of one or two players. Let's have another look at this. Well, he just sticks his arm out there as he, well, it was Volpato. He was trying to just get in behind him. Robinson kind of stuck his arm out a little bit. Oh, please. Yeah, he does catch him in the face. But you know what? Grow up. He's back up on his feet now. Referee not interested. And quite rightly so. These are adults. Stop being ridiculous. Throw in Australia. Now, we're going to see a long throw. These are back in fashion. Not seen many in this tournament, but needs must. Alessandro Sakati of Parma. He's getting ready to launch a long throw here. Well, no, he's gone backwards, and he gets the ball back. And then attempted cross is blocked, and it goes out for a corner off the shins of Folarin Balogun. And it will be a corner to Australia. 79 minutes gone. And a goal here will certainly put the cat among the pigeons. So corner on this near side. In-swinging corner towards the back post. Looking for Suter. He doesn't win it. And then there's a flag gone up anyway for a foul inside the penalty area. Boz's shot went high over the bar anyway. It was Alex Freeman who went down under that challenge. So it will be a free kick to the USA inside the penalty area. Just a bit of a sort of a mini head clash there with Suter. Anyway, double change coming in now for the USA. Serginho Dest is coming off. Joe Scally of Borussia Mönchengladbach is going to come on to replace him. Anthony Robinson is coming off, or is he? He's on the sideline. He's sort of gestured. Is it me? Am I coming off? What's going on? Pochettino on the sideline, then officials getting involved. Well, Robinson now is coming off. Not sure what all that was about. Well, there was definitely two men on the sideline. Scally, Robinson and Dest have come off, and Austin Trusty of Celtic in the Scottish Premier League is on for him, as is Joe Scally. Freese with the big punt downfield. Balogun tries to win on the edge of the area. That's repelled by Suter, but it only comes back to the halfway line. This is Tim Ream. Back to Chris Richards. Almost 81 minutes gone. Long ball down this right-hand side. Second half's been a bit of a non-event, really. Nothing much created by either team. But Australia have won the ball here on halfway. This is Italiano. Ball comes back in field. To the feet of Aidan O'Neill. Now out to that far left-hand side. Boss tries across. It's blocked. And the US will look to retrieve it, but they quickly lose it over on that far side. Boz. 81.5 minutes gone. This is Suter, edge of the centre circle. Now Jason Garcia. Back to Suter on halfway. Need to get the ball forward here, Australia. Finally they get it out wide to this near side with Italiano. Ball swaps a couple of passes there with ball whipped in, left-footed into the area towards the back post, but it goes out for a goal kick. Not a bad effort that from Metcalf, but it's just floated out there near the back post. Looking there for Pato was at the back post, as was Kunda and Jackson Irvine. So it will be a throw-in though to Australia on halfway. 82.5 minutes gone. This is Jason Garcia. Throw down the sideline, headed away and out for a throw-in by Tim Ream. Very comfortable this for the US. Very comfortable indeed. Australia have had a real dig in this second half, but not really created anything of any note at all. There's just no real quality at the top end of the pitch. They have the ball now at the byline. Ball chipped in, headed away to the edge of the area, but it's a heavy touch. Now a bit of pinball inside the area. US haven't cleared it properly, and they still haven't. Australia win the ball back. Edge of the US penalty area. Nudged out to this near side. Can they get the cross in? They can. Stabbed away by Ream. Now Balogun tries to hold the ball up, but Australia win it back again. Here's Jackson Irvine. They have the ball over on that far left-hand side. Irvine gets to the byline. Has he won a corner off Richards? Yes, he has. Richards shakes his finger to say no, but the referee is not having it. So it will be. Aaron Kunda there went down under a challenge earlier from Chris Richards, but the referee was unmoved. But a corner here for the Socceroos and get something here. It might make it an exciting climax, but the ball sailed over the top of everyone. Out to this near side. Australia get the cross in from the other side of the penalty area. Nudge back at the back post. Breaks. Shot is blocked. Oh, that's brilliant defending. I think it was Tyler Adams. There's a US and an Australian player down in the box. But that was a dangerous moment. It was Suter that was down, and it's Chris Richards who's down. I think it was the shot from Garcia that was blocked. As the corner came in, the far side was chipped back in. And a real bit of pinball there, and Suter tried to shoot, but he missed it and ended up clocking. I think it was Chris Richards. Just caught him on the leg. 85 minutes gone here in Seattle in this Group D round 2 game. The USA are closing in here on qualifying for the knockout phase with a game to spare. They lead 2-0. An 11th minute own goal from Cameron Burgess. And then a header from Alex Freeman near the half-time whistle. Second half has been a bit of a non-event, really. It's been reasonably entertaining, but no real chances created by either side, to be fair. been a thoroughly professional job from the US. They've just nullified anything that Australia have had to offer, but the Aussies have a free kick here inside the American half. 86 minutes gone. You're listening to an independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary of this Group D game in the world's biggest football tournament. And remember, you can watch this game through your local broadcaster. You're listening to Joe Mills here at the Seattle Stadium in Washington State. Free kick from Australia on the halfway line, headed into the box by Suter, hacked away by Richards. Australia will gather it again with Gurria inside the centre circle. They're certainly having a dig here, are the Aussies, but just lacking quality. Irvine tries to nudge it back infield, and then the ball is whipped in towards the back post, headed by Richards, and then the volley goes high over the bar from the edge of the penalty area by Alessandro Cercati. More frustration for Australia. And depending, of course, on the game between Paraguay and Turkey, depends what happens in that, will determine what Australia will need to do. America will be already through. Of course, those two sides playing later, neither of them have a point. Of course, Australia will be hoping that it's a draw. Now then, bit of a flashpoint here. Foul comes in, and all a bit of a coming together of the players here. American players reacting to that challenge. Not sure it is who's gone down. They all certainly rushed in. Now the referee has called over Suter, the captain, Irankunda. He's also talking to Balogun. The player that went down was Austin Trusty. Cercati goes over to have a word with him. I'm quite sure that was the 2 yellow cards there or 3? He was certainly waving it around. There was Felix Vea. Balogun is definitely gone into the book. Suter has gone into the book. Let's just have another look at this. Well, yeah, Balogun there went in on Suter, and then they both grabbed each other in a big bear hug. And then that was when all the players just kind of came in. There was nothing in that at all. But Suter and Balogun have been booked because they just grabbed hold of each other and just held each other in a bear hug. And that's when everybody came piling in. All a bit of nonsense, really. Ball hacked downfield. Australian player has committed a foul here in the middle of the pitch. That's Irankunda. And again, there's a coming together. It's all getting a bit salty here. It's Joe Scally, the man that's gone down. We're inside the final minute of normal time. High ball here. And then Irankunda came in, leapt up high. Did he catch him with his elbow there? I don't know, and I don't think so. Scally went down. He's back up on his feet now, the Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder. And it's, well, Italiano has gone into the book. Well, that's interesting. Okay, we're in overtime almost. The US win themselves a corner off the boot of Austin Trusty from his opposite number 6, Jason Gurria. So a corner to the USA. Tillman comes across of Bayer Leverkusen to take this corner. But this has been very comfortable for the United States. They've been very good today. And they've not really had to get out of second gear. They take this corner short and try to keep it near the corner flag, but Australia win the throw-in off the boot of Tillman. 6 minutes of added time, says Herzveya. Long throw downfield by Jason Gurria. It's going to take something rather extraordinary now from Australia to pull something out of the bag here. They've not warmed the gloves of Matt Friese at all in this game. Only the once really, but that wasn't much. I could have saved it. It was a kind of a dragged shot by Metcalf, but Australia come forward here now. Is that a foul? No, it breaks out to this near side, but that's a dreadful cross. Absolutely dreadful cross. And the offside flag has gone up. On this near side, it was an absolutely awful cross, that, from Italiano. And it will be a free kick to the USA. Just over a minute gone of the added 6. USA 2, Australia 0. And the home fans know they're 5 minutes away from seeing their side go through to the round of 32 with a game to spare. And they face Turkey. Here come Australia. They're still sitting in a decent position, courtesy of that 2-0 win against the Turks in the opening round in this Group D. They've given it everything today, but there's just been no quality at the top end of the field. But they've certainly given America a game. But now then, ball looped round the corner. They've got it on the edge of the Australian area. Ball fizzed across the area there by Tillman, but it was too strong. They gather it in on the far side of the pitch. That could have been a final flourish for the USA. They still have it, edge of the area, but that was a rather loose touch there from Balogun. The ball comes downfield. Now Australia will look to break downfield. A player of theirs is hacked down on the halfway line. Yellow card comes out for Chris Richards from Felix Vea for that foul on Nestroy Irankunda. He chipped it past Richards, who then accidentally on purpose just came across him and blocked him off. So Richards goes into the book. Almost 3 minutes of the added 6 have gone. And well, here's something now. The referee's gone down. And now he's having, I have never seen this. The referee's having his leg manipulated by an Australian player. So Felix Vea has gone down. I have never seen this. And now the linesman's involved. I've commentated on hundreds of games of football. I have never seen a referee go down with cramp. And God bless Aidan O'Neill. He was the first to get in on the action there to try and help out Felix Vea. Now the linesman's bending his leg and foot backwards. The medic's on the field now. Now a young lady is coming across. She's one of the fourth officials. She's coming across with something in her hand. What's this? Is it? Well, it looks like a drink. Well, I'm not sure if that's going to help his leg. And then another fourth official comes on from this near side with a bottle of water. But Herr Zvea is then smartly back up on his feet. And he's just flexing his calf now. Well, really? We have 2 minutes to go. Tough it out, Felix. Well, that is a rarity, I have to say. Don't see that every day. Over 4 minutes gone of the added 6. But probably going to get a little bit more now because of that delay with the official going down with cramp. But the USA very much worthy of this win here today. But Australia fire it forward with this free kick to the edge of the area, but it's hacked downfield by Trusty. High up in the air. Balogun tries to bring it down, but Australia have it on the halfway line. And they fire it down this near side, but it's headed out again by Trusty for a throw-in, which is taken quickly. 5 minutes of the added 6 gone, but we're going to get another couple more. But that's a poor ball into the area from Australia, from Volpato, and it flies out for a goal kick. Well, here's a cynical double change at the end from Pochettino. We're going to see Giovanni Reina of Gladbach, son of course, Carlos Reina, former US international. Balogun is going to come off for him. And we're also going to see who else is coming on here. And Haji Wright of the newly promoted Coventry City in the Premier League. He's going to come on for Weston McKennie. He's been a calming influence in the engine room today for the US. So Reina and Haji Wright come on for McKennie and Balogun. Goal kick taken by Matt Fries. You know you're getting old when you're watching second generation players, right? Claudio Reina, former Rangers player up in Scotland, of course, and for the US. Anyway, Australia have it at the byline. They fizz across into the area, but it's well defended. And then the US launch it downfield. Gurria wins the header on halfway, but the US get the ball back here. Now it's fed through. Have they got in round the back here? Edge of the penalty area. Cuts inside. Can they get the shot away? No, just too many yellow shirts around him there. I think the flag had gone up anyway against Haji Wright. So it will be a goal kick for Australia. 7 minutes of the added 6 gone. But the USA, under the Argentinian Maurizio Pochettino, are going through to the round of 32, having scored 6 goals and just conceded the 1. And the home fans will be absolutely delighted with this. They'll be going through, along with Mexico and Canada, as the 3 host nations for this, the biggest tournament in the world, on this warm, sultry Friday afternoon in the Pacific Northwest. Long kick downfield from Matt Fries. Matter of seconds remaining here. Ball launched downfield again. Now it's gathered in. Now America have got in round the back here. They've got the ball in the air. It's fed across the face of the 6-yard box, but it's defended by Sakati. Desperately so. And that is the full-time whistle here in Seattle. The USA, courtesy of an own goal from Cameron Burgess and a header from Alex Freeman. The second half was a bit of a non-event, but the USA, a thoroughly professional performance. They go through to the round of 32 with a game to spare. They've been excellent today. Final score here at the Seattle Stadium. The USA 2, Australia 0. The Americans through to the round of 32. Australia still not out of this. I've been Joe Mills. Thank you for listening.